You are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast.
What is going down, my people? What the fuck is going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. Welcome to the show. Newcomers, if you're new to this podcast, I want to say welcome to the show. I hope you come back next week and the week after that, and so on and so forth, man. If you're into nerd culture, all things nerdy, then you've come to the right place. This is where all of us hang out. We dwell. We talk about all kind of things, man. Video games, anime, you know what I mean? Pop culture, comic books, wrestling, all that shit. We talk about it here, baby. And I don't know about you guys, but I had a fantastic week. As you know, or if you don't know, last week was E3. There were a lot of things going on. There were a lot of new discoveries. We got some release dates on certain games. We got some in-depth game footage of a lot of titles, man, that I am extremely excited about. One in particular is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Oh my God, guys. I cannot wait to play this game. I actually have the first and second versions of that game on my PSP. Love those games dearly. And I want to share a little information about this title, man. The more and more I look at this game, I peep new gameplay. I look at YouTubers talking about the game, breaking it down, a lot of the press, so on and so forth. I get more and more excited about this game. It looks beautiful. I mean, you definitely are going to get a facelift when it comes to this game. You're definitely going to, get an upscale version of these games. It looks, the graphics are breathtaking, in my opinion. And, there's one, small disappointment for me. And that's only because I'm biased towards a certain character. And that character is Cyclops. I did get confirmation that Cyclops is not going to be playable. Beast is not going to be playable, in the vanilla build of the game. Even though they're in the game, they're part of the story. They have certain segments that you'll run into them on in the story, but you can't play as them right now. They're going to be part of that X-Men DLC in the future. And there's 3 of those. I think you have Marvel Knights, you have X-Men, and then you have the Fantastic Four. Another, character, which is Thing, which I really wanted to play as. He's one of my favorite characters in the Marvel universe. I just love the Thing a lot. And I used to love playing with him in those Marvel games. But, he'll be part of the future DLC pack. And it's all good. I mean, we still get like 34 characters, guys. Like, and a lot of them dope. We got a couple characters that I've never heard of, I've never seen before from the Marvel universe. Some female who's got guns and she's doing some kind of shit. Supposedly she's like a vampire hunter or something like that. She looks awesome though. The gameplay that I saw, she might be somebody I might be interested in playing. Hopefully we get Punisher in that Marvel Knights pack. I really hope they put Punisher in the game. I'm sure, as time goes by, they'll announce more, characters and all of that. But what we get with, the vanilla build of the game is definitely a lot, guys. You know what I mean? We get a gang of characters. You got Black Panther. We got my boy Cap, which is another favorite character of mine. We get a nice, robust roster. I mean, even Venom is going to be playable in this game. So you got 2 different versions of Spider-Man. You got Miles Morales and you got Peter Parker. That's crazy in itself. They've already confirmed also that there's going to be different, costumes in the game. How many? I don't know. But, there's a couple that I'm really, really hoping we get, one of them being, Falcon's Captain America costume. I hope that costume is in this game. I would love that costume to be in this game. Also, a throwback costume from Cyclops' days in the early years of, the Marvel comic book. Same thing with the Beast. Man, I hope we get Iceman as well. That's one character that I haven't heard anything about. I didn't see him in the game. So, there's some characters that there's some characters that I hope we get. And, there's some that I know are already going to be in there. But we got a lot of characters, man. We're going to have a dope roster. So, I think 34 characters is the most right now that in any game. And I think 33 was like the highest. I think that was on the second game. But we already have one more up on that already in the vanilla build. Plus we have like easily 12 more characters on the way. They're going to be releasing 4 characters per pack. So, and the Fantastic Four pack gave that away, 4 characters, Fantastic Four. And, so each one, so I think we're in for a super, super, amazing surprise with this game. This is going to be one of those sleeper beat 'em up type of games. And it's got a lot more depth than I actually thought initially. The combinations with the different groups and the ISO 8, breakdown that they were trying to describe. There's going to be a lot of things you can do with this game. You can get really creative. It's going to be one of those easy to play, hard to master type of games, if you will. And I'm looking forward to playing this shit, man. Really. The only other game from, Nintendo that I'm more excited about is going to be Astral Chain. And, that's like, that's like my game of the year, man. I'm so serious. It's like a candidate for game of the year for me. I just cannot wait for this game. Platinum Games, they do it almost every time. And, they're working with something here. I almost feel fucking like a dumbass. And I feel like, I feel kind of guilty because I haven't played Nier Automata yet. I'm going to get to it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you guys, it slipped my mind that it was, it was a Platinum's game. You know what I mean? But now, definitely added that to the collection. I have a shitload of games, by the way, that I have not got a chance to play yet. Still in the fucking wrapper, still sitting there. And, I'll get to it, I guess, when I can. I just have so much on my plate. Everybody in life, you kind of go through the motion of, there's so many things to do and you just don't, you don't get to everything you want to fucking get to, man. But the beautiful thing about that is, to have a stockpile of things to do, you're not going to be bored ever. You know what I mean? So a lot of these games that I haven't had an opportunity to play yet, they're there for me when I need to, when you have those dry spells and when you're in a gaming mood and you just want to play some shit. Because is it just me, or sometimes, you're not in a gaming mood? There's like certain time frames or spurts where you just kind of like, I really don't feel like playing anything right now. Me, just speaking for myself, I tend to go towards, anime or manga or comic books or something in that realm. You know what I mean? Most likely just anime on that side when I'm not in a gaming mood, in particular. But, we all have our ways about us. So that's just me. That's just from my end. It is what it is. But anyway, yeah, that game, guys, I'm excited for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I did get some new info on the game. There are going to be fucking 27 bosses in this damn game, man. Yes, you heard me fucking right. 27 bosses. I mean, I just found that out today and my jaw hit the fucking floor. That is a lot of fucking bosses. You know what I mean? And that's so dope. How many other fucking games, are out there with 27 bosses, man? You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. 34 characters, 27 bosses, 3 upcoming DLCs, 11 NPCs, which Cyclops is included in that. Beast is included in that, I think, but not playable right now. But yeah, man, I mean, that 27 boss thing kind of got me, it just made me that much more excited. But I thought I'd share that with you guys, man. Anybody, listening to this podcast who is looking forward to this game on the Nintendo Switch, get the popcorn ready because July 19th, it's coming and it's right around the corner. And the closer and closer we get, my palms are getting more sweaty. My forehead's getting wet. I can't wait to play this fucking game, man. I really can't. Anyway, we're going to move on, man. Anyway, by week, past week has been, it's been amazing. It's been really dope. I've had a lot of, time to kick it with my 6-year-old. We've been doing, big things out here in the man cave. And, there's some news out here, EA they just can't stay out of the press. They just cannot, avoid drama. They just can't, man. They apparently they got so-called loot boxes again. They're out here again. They're doing it with FIFA, the FIFA soccer game. Okay. And there was recently a press conference. There was recently some sort of conference, that they had, and they had a representative from EA, and they basically asked her, do they think, what they're doing is proper practice as far as, the loot box thing is concerned. And she basically said that, with this new game, this upcoming, FIFA game, that it's not a loot box. It's basically, it's called a surprise mechanic. Okay. They're surprise mechanics. What the fuck is that? That's basically just a loot box doctored up with a different name. That's all it is. It kills me how these companies, they think you're that fucking stupid, that naive. They think that you're going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe, and you're just not, you don't have a brain. It just kills me, man. EA is just like, the more and more, I think about it, EA is just really, they're really making me not want to fuck with them. They used to be a dope company back in the day before all this other bullshit came across, and before people got thirsty, and before, some of these execs started filling their glasses up to the brim with fucking sake. And they fell from grace. I don't know what's going on. I'm nervous about this Star Wars game. The only reason why I want to play this Star Wars game is because I have to kind of tell myself, look, this is just a publisher. This is not the actual, this is not the production team. This is not the company who's actually making the game, who's putting the game together, who's working on the game. EA is just a publisher. As dirty as they are, as dirty as they may seem. So I'm trying to take that in consideration, and really because they've stated that there's not going to be any loot boxes of any kind in this game. And it's, a single player, third person, open world action adventure game. That's my game. That's the games I play. That's the games I love to play the most. You know what I mean? If I had to pick a genre, that's it. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. That's the only reason why I'm going to play Star Wars, because of that. Like I said before on the, previous podcast, it could have been, Buckethead 2. But if it was a third person open world action adventure game and it looked pretty good, I'm probably going to end up playing it. So that's basically what I'm getting at. And, that's it. If EA puts anything else out, most likely, I'm not playing it. If it's not that caliber of a game, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? And there's been a lot of other companies who, people are trying to get away from, because they're practicing these same things. They're doing the same shit. Activision is another company. That's why Bungie kind of separated themselves from them now. With the Destiny 2 thing. So they're making a lot of changes moving forward with Destiny 2. And it's not going to have anything to do with Activision, because if Activision had anything to do with it, guess what? We'd still be singing the same old song that EA, is doing. Capcom has done a lot of this bullshit. These companies, think they can just get away with fucking the consumer all the fucking time. I mean, it seems like these guys keep a tub of butter on standby at all fucking times. At all fucking times. If you go into an EA office, if you walk into an EA, committee office, I can almost guarantee that if you look around that office, if the FBI came in there, if the police came in there and they just did a light search, not even a thorough search, just a light search, they're going to find some sort of, they're going to find some kind of butter. They're going to find, either Parquet. They're going to find some Country Crock. They're going to find something. It might not even be in the tub. It might just be like stick form that you find at like Walmart or something like that, where you get like 5 sticks, in a box. And, usually what they do with this butter is they warm it up a little bit. They liquefy it, slightly. And then they get the consumer and they bend them over and they, they pursue to insert their, their dicks into the butter, or they glaze their dick with butter if it's in stick form, and then they, insert it into the consumer's butthole. That's pretty much what they do. And I can almost guarantee you Activision has, a tub of butter hitting around somewhere in the office. I'm sure some of these other companies, Capcom definitely has, probably pallets full of fucking tubs of butter just in the back somewhere. And they probably have a butter room, just waiting, because they fucked over so many people when Street Fighter V came out. I couldn't even begin to tell you. But yeah, man, that's what they fucking do. That's what they do best. They fuck people. Straight 110% fuckery. But I digress. I'm going to move on because they're pissing me off just talking about it. It really fucking is, man. Anyway, what have I been doing this past week? Well, I'll tell you what I've fucking been doing this past week, guys. I've been watching anime this past fucking week. What have I been watching, you ask? Well, I did get caught up with Attack on Titan, man. And let me just say that my mind is blown. My mind is fucking blown. I found out what happened, pretty much what was behind the whole Titan fiasco, like what's been going on. I mean, there's still things to be discovered, but the main thing that I wanted to know was what the fuck was in that goddamn office. What was in that fucking basement? Why was that key around his fucking neck? And man, I'm not going to blow it for anybody. I'm not trying to spoil it like that, but if you haven't seen Attack on Titan, or if you haven't got caught up with Attack on Titan, please do yourself a favor and get caught up. That's what I pretty much did. I basically started from, the first episode and rewatched it again because it's been years since I saw the first season of that show when it first came out. I think back in 2012. And, then after that, there's a gap. So I'm waiting for the next season. Of course, it was going to take a whole nother year. So I jumped off that and got into other shit, whatever the fuck I was doing. And then came back around, got Hulu now. So I was like, yo, these guys have pretty much all the, all season 1, all season 2. And those 2 seasons are dubbed already. And then season 3, which isn't even finished yet, but it's like 20 episodes, 21 episodes on season 3 already. So I just pulled my ears back, man, and jumped in, and I fucking loved it. My son, even came in, through some of the episodes and saw some of it. Even my girlfriend saw some of it, and she was kind of into it, but she was just in passing, walking by, as I was watching it. But she seemed, thoroughly intrigued. But, it's kind of like one of those things where you're watching somebody, watch a series or something like that, and then you see a little bit of it. You might sit down and watch a little bit of it, 5-10 minutes here. You're asking questions. You're really interested, but that they're way ahead. They're in the middle somewhere, and you're not going to be able to catch up. And, you figure, well, if I was here, day one, I could definitely see myself watching it. It was kind of one of those things, because typically what happens in my household, how we do shit is, she watches shit in the room. And on TV in the room, we have a TV in the living room, and I'm in the man cave with my TV. And that's pretty much where I hang out, in the man cave with all my toys and all my shit, all my games and stuff like that. And, I need my privacy. I need my space. And this is what goes down in the man cave. And my son, who is 6 years old, he does he comes in here too. And I always tell him, yo, man, if you don't have nuts, you can't come into the man cave. You have to have balls to enter. To enter into the man cave. It's kind of like our ritual type of thing, man. You know what I mean? And he fucking blew my mind. I had a friend over here, like last week, you know what I mean? A few days ago, whatever. And, we were in here chilling, talking, whatever. And my son stumbles in here, and, we both look at him, and he has this startled look on his face. And then what comes out his mouth is fucking priceless. He basically, he almost forgot himself. As if to say, he was sorry. He was about to apologize for just coming in here. But then he realized, he said, oh, no, it's okay, Daddy. I can come in here because I have balls. I fucking lost all of my shit. I lost all of my marbles, man. Man, I love this kid. He's crazy. Yeah, I'm raising a gamer. He's very, very intelligent, very smart kid, man. He's just doing his thing. Those tablets are crazy, man. I mean, for real. But yeah, man, I had a blast this past weekend, man. He spent a lot of time with me in the man cave, doing some things, and I'll get into that in a minute, what we were doing. But Attack on Titan, I definitely, had to address this because it is very, very intriguing. Once you break down, what the author, what the creator is trying to entail, it blows your mind because you realize that the Titans they're not really the enemy, man, in essence. You know what I mean? Humankind is actually, the culprit in that, if you look at it in hindsight. It's just a lot of shit, that they try to show you. It's almost like showing you a mirror of, days and times that we're currently in now. I mean, you could look at, it's got a lot to do with history. It's got a lot to do with propaganda. You know what I mean? How people are perceived and how they're taught and how people are born to hate and born to do this and born to do that. And then, their ideals are formed because of that. It's almost, it just is crazy, but it's excellent. And I cannot wait for, the rest of season 3 to finish. Now, I personally have a habit of whenever I get into something, really good, especially when it comes to anime, a really good anime or comic book, whatever, especially anime. When I get into a good anime and I'm really feeling the show and I'm really loving things about it, I have to, it's almost like clockwork. Like I have to inject myself into that world completely. And I mean, buying merch, like merch is the first thing I turn to. If I find a character I'm really vibing with, or I'm really caring about, I immediately pick up my phone. I'm like, yo, I hope there's merch on this character. I hope there's merch on this person, so I can add it to my collection. You know what I mean? Cause I have a shitload of Dragon Ball stuff, but I had to tell myself, look, man, you have a whole shelf dedicated to just Dragon Ball. Why don't you, expand that? You know what I mean? So I started doing that. Like really My Hero Academia, when that shit, when I started, back on My Hero Academia, it kind of, lit a fire under me and I started doing that. So I immediately purchased, my two boys, my two favorites, Deku and All Might, you know what I mean? So now, Attack on Titan. Now I'm looking in Attack on Titan. Some of my favorite characters in that series. I don't know about you guys, but I have 3 favorite characters. Levi, is definitely probably my favorite out of all. He's just a badass, man. He's just so fucking wet. And if you don't know what fucking wet means, it's a term I created for the newcomers, for the new listeners. And it basically means amazing and highly skilled. Okay. So you might hear me every now and then use that word wet. And I spell it W-E-T-T. But yeah, he is extremely fucking wet. And, man, he's just an awesome character, man. He's OP as fuck, basically what he is. And another character that I'm really into is Mikasa. Mikasa Ackerman. And the last one is, Hange Zoe. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hange and then Zoe. She's just really quirky. She's very intelligent, but she can also, she's also equally, efficient on the battlefield when it comes to, dealing with Titans. And I like her because, she's always trying to find a advantage, when it comes to the Titans. How can I study this and that, to do better and handle, and approaching, Titans better, learning their secrets and things of that nature. That's what I really like about her. Levi is just like straightforward to the point. He's a clean freak, but he's serious and all get up. And he's the best. He's the best soldier out there. He's like the coldest soldier, the wettest motherfucker you can find out here. I mean, he can take on Titans, one on by itself and he wrecks fucking shop. He wrecks Titans all day. It's more to his character, as well. But, those are my top 3 characters, man, in the series right now. But I really, really love this series, man. And I'm enjoying myself with it. And then I did some more Googling as far as, the manga's concerned. There's actually, other stories that top, writers for other comic books have got a hold of this story and, basically are allowed to just make their own interpretations of different stories in the world of, Attack on Titan, which I think is also awesome. I can't wait to get back into manga like that. I mean, so many dope stories. I was talking about this before with My Hero Academia, with, the My Hero Academia Vigilante series that they got going on right now, kind of like a side story of other characters in the same universe of My Hero Academia. There's just, so much good shit out there, man. I mean, I'm serious. I finally have, a place, or I finally have, something that my tablet can actually really do. And it's not, I have a tablet that I never fucking use, is basically what I'm trying to say. And, I finally think I found what it needs to be used for real. I mean, digital manga and comic books. That's what it's going to, that's its main purpose now. So I can have my whole library on that fucking tablet. You know what I mean? Instead of just, buying the actual physical book, and, eventually that's going to get, you only have so much room. You know what I mean? So if you could have everything on one fucking tablet, you know what I mean? All data, perfect. I can just go to anything I want, at any time, and it's all on that tablet. When I'm traveling, whatever, I have stuff to read, I have things to do. Perfect, man. You know what I mean? So not just only, I have my video games, my portables, my 3DS, my, Nintendo Switch, all that shit. But then I also I have my reading, material, and it's all in the palm of my fucking hand. It's all digital. That's fucking epic. And on top of all that as well, is it's less expensive, and there's always sales, going on with certain books and things of that nature. So yeah, man, I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. But yeah, when I typically find a new series that I'm into, I have to fucking automatically, get, engulfed into that series, man, all the fucking way. All the fucking way. Which brought me to, my next topic. What did I go out and do? I went out and fucking bought Attack on Titan 2 for the PlayStation 4. The only reason why I didn't get it for the Switch is because I don't travel a lot. And then, having the PS4, you get that extra advantage of being able to actually record gameplay and, do things like that with it. That's pretty much why I did that, because I'm going to be uploading content, on this game and other games that I come across, from time to time. And if I want to, I have that option to do so. So that's why I bought it for the PS4. And oh man, that game is awesome. I love that fucking game. I've been playing the shit out of it. I've only had it for a few days and I've already got like 12 hours on it. My son, he really loves the game, man. That's the other thing I was going to come back around to, because that's what we were doing, man, this past weekend, pretty much. We were both in the fucking man cave. He was playing his ass off. He loves Eren, which is like the main character, in Attack on Titan, if you're not familiar with the series. And he was running around, man, acting bad, doing his thing. He learned, the game is not easy to learn for, especially a 6-year-old to just put in your hands. I'm still, learning how to do everything fluidly, because there's a lot of shit that they kind of, as you progress in the game, they kind of put in your face, you know what I mean? And you got to kind of learn and practice and stuff. But the game is dope. And I'm having a ball just fucking up, Titans. You know what I mean? I'm still early in the game, story mode wise, like 30% in the game. But yeah, you can unlock all the characters, man. And they have a separate mode that you can go and run around and play in, which is dope. So you can play with any characters you want, all of your favorite characters. And then they have a DLC that is actually coming out right around the corner, like I think July 5th, which is going to, basically deal with the rest of season 2 and part of season 3, which season 3 is started out just fucking stupid, crazy, insane. And I loved it. And I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say one word, one name, Kenny. That motherfucker was fucking wet in his own right. There's a lot of deep history, with those characters, with him and Levi. And I mean, there's just so much shit, man, that you're missing out on if you don't check out Attack on Titan. I'm so serious right now. Check out that fucking anime, please, please. But the game is equally awesome. You know what I mean? They did it so well. You can run around, fly around, and just, do your thing and just chop down fucking Titans. I love it. But yeah, me and my son, that's pretty much what our weekend consisted of. That's what we were fucking doing. We were putting in fucking work out here in these Attack on Titan streets. And it was all love. It was all good in the building. And that's what we were doing, man. And I'm probably going to play some more when I get through recording this podcast. Yeah, straight up. Next thing I kind of want to brush up on is Cyberpunk 2077. And there's been a lot of shit, man, going around, you know, in the press. If you're paying attention, or if you're, you know, you got your ear to the streets out here, you know, it's always press, and it's always certain people that try to water down, throw salt in the game. Always, you know, just trying to be extra thirsty for no fucking reason, man. Try to turn it into something political. It's always an agenda that certain people are just trying to do. I'll never understand it. And we live in a world today where everybody's fucking soy boys. Everybody's soft as fuck. You know what I mean? There was the whole fiasco with the fucking Call of Duty shit. How, oh, it's too real and I don't want any part of it. The only way I play it is if, you know, you could play the whole game without killing anybody. Shit like this. These people, these members of the press who are supposed to be gamers, you know what I mean? They're talking like this is how they're, you know, this is what they're doing. This is how they're speaking. And you know, like 5 years ago, 10 years, I mean, when the Call of Duty was coming out, people were bitching about, you know, it needs to be more real. It needs to be better, you know, graphically, all of these things. And then when they receive these things, now all of a sudden it's completely the opposite. You know what I mean? You just can't please everybody. You're never going to please everybody. I've learned that, and I learned it a long time ago. It's just not going to happen. And it's always going to be, you know, a small percentage of people who just want to see shit fail, who just want to, you know, have attention, thirsty for all of that. And it just makes no fucking sense. If you don't like a game, if you just don't fucking play it, period, point fucking blank. You don't have to play it. You don't have to spend your money on it. Any of these things you don't. Okay. And I guarantee you these same motherfuckers are going to be the same people that buy these games on the low. They may not tell anybody they're playing it, but, you know, just check their account and you'll probably see these games on their fucking account. They're hypocrites, man. I'm telling you straight up. But anyway, Cyberpunk 2077 has had a little bit of that flag, but I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, that's not going to stop this train. Okay. If you want to hate on Cyberpunk 2077 because they give you that ultimate freedom, because that's what you're getting with this game. You're getting ultimate freedom with this game. You're going to be able to create your character how you want them. You can do male, female. You can even doctor up the size of a character's cock if you want to. Okay. You can even change the voices. So you can have a male character with a female voice or vice versa. You can make them transgender. You can have that effect if you wanted to. I mean, they're giving you 110% all freedom on this game. There's a lot of, you know, it's definitely a mature title. You know what I mean? There's been press bitching about, you know, characters being naked, you know, NPCs being naked, being portrayed as, you know, certain people, certain types being vilified and all this shit. But it's a video game. It's fantasy. You know what I mean? That's what it's meant to entail. That's what it's meant to be. So you can go to this place, go to this world, which is completely fantasy, which is completely, you know, it's its own world and you can lose yourself in it. That's why people read books. That's why people watch these movies, which, you know, it's all fantasy. It's all, you know, it's meant to be that escape for you. And in the minute you start fucking with that, that's where I have a problem. When you start fucking with my peace of mind, then I get agitated and I have an issue with that. You know what I mean? If you start fucking with the things that I like, because I'm a simple person, man. I'm an introvert by heart, you know, by nature. You know, I like to be, you know, by myself a lot of the time. I like to just stay within my world, you know, as long as I can, you know what I mean? And be at peace like that. I'm at peace when I'm in that zone. You know what I mean? So when you start fucking with that, that's when I have an issue. And that's what they're doing with, you know, Cyberpunk 2077. But it's not going to matter because this game is going to probably sell. It's probably going to be the biggest game in the history of video games. Mark my words, guys. I said it. Yes, I did. You heard me correctly. Those words came out of my fucking mouth. It rolled off of my fucking lips. this game, Cyberpunk 2077, is probably going to be the biggest game ever when it comes out. I'm telling you this right now, or at least one of the biggest. But I can pretty much guarantee it's probably going to sell the most games. It's probably going to beat out Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, man, it's that fucking real. I think the only other game that might trump that is the only other game I can think of is probably going to be The Last of Us 2 when that comes out. And it's a toss up with those two. But I can guarantee you that this game is this game is selling out. It's no doubt about it. And then if you're talking about the company, if you're talking about CD Projekt Red, and sometimes I call it Project CD Red. I get that shit mixed up sometimes too. But I'm talking about, CD Projekt Red. They are quickly becoming one of my favorite companies. They're up there with, they're up there with Platinum Games. They're up there with those type of companies. They got something here, man. They take care of the customers. They look out for, the consumer. They put the consumer first, man. I'm going to give you an example of that in Two Shakes of a Lamb's Tail. But, when you buy from them, you're not just getting the CD, the game disc. You're getting more, okay? They're going to make sure they take care of you. You're going to get a soundtrack that's native with the standard edition. You're going to get a concept art. You're going to get a fucking map and a fucking postcard. And you're going to get a world, compendium. Okay? You're getting a shitload of things. And then you're only getting two versions. You can get the standard version, which I just announced. All these things that are going to come with the game. Okay? This is the same things that pretty much came with The Witcher 3. And then you have the collector's edition, which is on the expensive side. $250 this one is going to be. But there's only those two versions. But you get a shitload of things with, of course, the, collector's edition. You're getting a gang of shit. That shit sold out on the PC in 4 minutes. I mean, it sold the fuck out that quick. It's already done. Can't find it anywhere. Now people are bitching and moaning, thinking like, okay, can you guys produce some more? So that's probably what will end up happening. I mean, $250 a pop, man, they're making money hand over fist. But this is one of the only companies that, I can honestly say deserves everything, that they're going to get from this game. This game is going to put them over the fucking mountaintop. And then they also announced that they're going to have a shit ton of DLC that's going to be free. And then the ones that are actually paid are going to be pretty much new games in their own fucking right. Pretty much the same thing they did with fucking The Witcher 3, man. You got a shit ton of free DLCs, which were all fucking big, which were all fucking good. Tons and tons of content. And then the ones that you do pay for, they're like whole other games. You know what I mean? That whole world is just it's crazy. But yeah, man, I mean, they take care of their customers, bottom line. And they're going to do the same thing here. And the example I'm trying to give you guys is this. We all know, well, if you don't know, they're actually coming out with a Nintendo Switch version of this game. Yes, they are. And you might ask yourself, how the fuck are they going to fit this on the Nintendo Switch? Well, they've done it. And I just learned something new about Nintendo and some of these publishers, man, when I found this out. Because I was under the impression that, the disc that they use, the cartridge that they use was one size and one size only. So that's the reason why when you buy certain games that come with the cartridge, you buying the physical game, but then you go home and you put it in, you want to play it. But, oh no, there's a 20 gig, patch that you have to download too. So you have to download damn near, 60, 70% of the game digitally. But I guess I found out now that there are actually different sizes of cartridges that the publisher can choose, which size they want to do. So they can basically take the cheap way out and say, you know what? How big is this game? Oh, well, this game is 25 gigs. Okay, well, we're going to go in with the 10 gig cartridge because it's cheaper. And then we'll just let them download the rest when they, get the game. That's pretty much what they do. Very shitty practicing, man. Very shitty. If you buy it on the cartridge, I expect to play it on the cartridge. That's what most of us want. That's why we buy it on the cartridge. If digital, then we just fucking go digital. And if you own a Nintendo Switch like me, then you fucking know that, space is very, very limited. And if you don't have a huge fucking, SD card, man, you're going to be fucked. And even with a huge SD card, I mean, enough games that are fucking digital, I mean, it's going to add up quick. I don't want to be, constantly changing out SD cards for games that I want to fucking play. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel about it. Anyway, basically, CD Projekt Red said, we're not doing that. Everything that you guys get on this game, it's all fitting on a disc. Everything. So that whole fucking game, Witcher 3, which is a fucking gigantic fucking world in its own right, it's all going to be fitting on one fucking cartridge. So in other words, if you don't have internet and you wanted to buy The Witcher 3 on the Nintendo Switch, you can do that with no words. You can play it right off the fucking disc, right off the cart, and you don't even have to worry at all, period. It's there for you right there. That's the beautiful thing about, that. There's cartridges that exist that you can put. So there's no, pretty much now, if I'm looking at cartridges and I'm looking at physical copies on Nintendo Switch, if I can't get it on cart, all on the cart, then I'm just going to go digital because you're wasting your time with just the fucking physical copy if you can't, put it all on there. But now that I know it's possible and you can put everything on there, because I also, I was like, they did that with Breath of the Wild. They put everything on the Breath of the Wild disc. That's why I was like, man, the Breath of the Wild is fucking huge. And they got all this on the fucking cartridge. So that's what I kind of, started wondering about. So there's no excuse for any company not to put it on disc now. If anything, they've just been exposed. The El Cheapos have just been exposed. If anything, you know what I mean? Put down the sake and fucking walk away. That's what they need to fucking do. If you're smoking scrolls right now, you might want to throw that in the toilet, flush it, whatever. You niggas are fucking high and you're chasing the dragon. Stop it. Please. Just stop it. Anyway, yeah, man, it's all fitting on the Switch. The only gripe that I would have as a Switch owner, if I didn't have this game before and if I was just buying it for the first time, is a couple things. One is going to be, a $60 game, I'm, assuming, because it's a game, but also, the resolution, because the resolution is only going to be 540p in handheld mode, and in docked mode, it's only going to be 720. So you're not getting that 1080p, when it's docked. And that's the payoff that you had to pretty much deal with because of, how big the game is and what had to be sacrificed to put this game on the Nintendo Switch. And a lot of people won't mind that. And you probably won't even notice in handheld mode, the 540 too much. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much the trade-off on that. But just for them to be able to put all this on one disc, and that includes all the DLC as well. There's like 16 DLCs, man. So that's fucking huge. And they're fitting all of this on a fucking cart. That's crazy. You have to give respect to these guys for doing this. You just do. They go all the way every time they do what they do. So it's crazy, man, but it's beautiful at the same time. Oh man. Last but not least, you guys, I want to talk about my anime, to watch list. Like there's a lot of fucking anime out there, and I'm having a hard time trying to decide what I want to watch next. You know what I mean? I'm usually a spur of the moment type of guy. And, whatever's in front of me, I typically kind of go for it. I did My Hero Academia recently, caught up with that. Right now I'm watching One Punch Man. It's weekly, it's ongoing. Demon Slayer. That's pretty much what I've been watching. And now you can add, Attack on Titan to that list because, there's new episodes coming out on that as we speak. So that's where I'm at right now. But as far as like a series that's already done, I want to find something that's already finished and that I can, get into and watch it from beginning to end and, get my feel that way, get the whole series. And, a lot of good shows are not necessarily long shows. They don't have to be fucking long. Case in point. Well, I can't say that because their Netflix has been redoing them. I was going to say Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, but those are typically standalone shows. They rebooted it, but it's just different characters. Most of the characters are different. So I guess you could say that. But I'm trying to find something, that I can watch from beginning to end and it can be done. Now I made a small little list in no particular order of what I want to start next. You know, what I want to start doing now, next. And here's my list, man. Here's my list. And I'm just going to name a few of them. Kame ga Kill, Trigun, the Gundam series, just so many fucking Gundams. Kill la Kill, and Promised Neverland. These are the ones. There's a lot more on my watch list. Like, I have Hulu now, so like there's a lot of shit that's just there. But these are the ones that that drew from, because there's so many. You just got to pick a few and go with it. And I picked a lot of these because a lot of them are short. And, 25, 24, 25 episodes, maybe, I think the most might have been like maybe 50 or something. That's not bad for me, especially when you've binged, Naruto and Naruto Shippuden like I did in a short span of time. I mean, hundreds of episodes, like over 700 episodes. That's crazy. So that shit is nothing to me. That's a drop in the fucking bucket. So I didn't feel anything when I watched, Attack on Titan. It was just kind of like, okay, it's over. Okay, cool. Get caught up with all these. But yeah, man, that's a quick list for you guys. I mean, I keep hearing great things, so many great things about Promised Neverland, and season 1 is in the books right now. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. But then at the same time, man, it's like, okay, a lot of these are coming back around for a second season, shortly, not too long. So I'm just trying to, some of them are, but some of them are already completed. But I'm leaning towards Akame ga Kill and Trigun. Those are going to be, I think those are going to be the next two that I tackle. And then I think Gundam, I said not in no particular order, but that's kind of the order that I'm kind of, feeling right now. So I think that's what I'm going to go with next. You guys, I would love to hear from you. Like, what are you guys into? What are you guys watching? Is there something that I'm, that I should be watching that I haven't, seen yet? I heard also that, Tokyo Ghoul was pretty dope, but, compared to the anime, compared to the manga, it's missing so much content, you know what I mean? Cause they crammed all the shit that they could into the anime and it's not enough. So that's what a lot of people are bitching about with that. But what are you guys watching? Like, is there something that, I should definitely be looking into right now? Another thing, I'm going to do some research on is movies, like, anime, movies, because there's a lot of good ones out here, man. Of course, the classics like Akira and, Ninja Scroll are a couple, you can name, but there's a lot of those out here too, man. But I want to know more about some of these. Like, what are some of the dopest, anime movies out here? Standalone movies too. It doesn't have to be based off a series, and they just have a movie on there. I would like to see more, movies, period. And check some of these out. That'd be dope. But what are you guys watching right now? What are you guys into? What should I watch? What should be on this list in your opinion? Because, I'm always looking for new shit. And, cause a homeboy of mine he's responsible for putting me on a couple of things that, I'm thanking him for. And I actually put him on a couple of things too, but he pretty much, what he says is pretty gospel when it comes to, his taste and we have similar taste for the most part in a lot of the anime that we watch. But I'm interested to know what you guys think. I'm interested to know what you guys, are watching right now. Or what should I be reading right now? That's what I want to know. Holler at your boy on Twitter at Studio MacGyver. Also Instagram, Studio MacGyver79. Let me know. Holler at me. Let me fucking know, man. I've been putting some work in on my Discord. It should be ready in another few weeks. At least it should be suitable. I just have a lot of shit on my plate right now. And it just seems like, just really busy, man. I just have a lot of shit to do and I'm working on some things and, all of that, man. But yeah, man, tell me how you guys, how feel about that. Tell me how you guys feel about a YouTube channel about me, with the camera in my face. Like, should I go that route? I've been thinking about it a lot, trying to figure out, maybe should I get a camera, for that, more expensive camera. Problem is I'm fucking poor. I'm broke and I spend all my money on, the money I do have on games and fucking anime merch and shit like that. So I guess I need to start thinking about, a camera, for the YouTube channel, because usually my shit, the things that I do on YouTube, it's more so I'm behind the scenes and, I'm showing footage and things of that nature. So yeah, man, just some things that I've been thinking about, some things that, are going through the dome right now, if you will. But yeah, man, that's going to do it for the podcast, guys. I mean, I really, really appreciate each and every one of you guys coming and downloading the podcast, streaming the podcast, however you got access to it. Thank you for just lending me your fucking ear for, this 50 minutes of your life. You know what I mean? Because you didn't have to do it. You could have downloaded somebody else's. You could have just done anything else, but you chose to listen to me bitch and moan about whatever it is I'm talking about, the nerd culture shit and all the things that I like to do and enjoy. So thank you guys. And I love you guys for that, especially the ones that have been down since day fucking one, man, all over the fucking world, man. Do you know that I have listeners all over the fucking world? That is crazy, man. You know what I mean? Paris, fucking, London, like it's crazy. I'm in Dallas and I have people all like, it's just crazy. And I'm very, very thankful. I'm very, very grateful that, I have that, you know what I mean? And the channel, the podcast is growing like crazy. You know what I mean? So people are apparently liking what I'm talking about, man. And I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop. So, hey, newcomers, thank you for listening. I hope to see you guys next week. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you for listening. This is Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. See you next time.